Today on Car Traction we are destined for Crewe Heritage for another breakfast car meet, or at least we were until the standard decided not to play ball. We did the usual complicated starting procedure, prime the carb, and then as perfectly normal we come into the cockpit of the standard, ignition on as normal, chokes already out, a few stabs of the throttle down there, and let's go for a start. And nothing happens. For some reason, the battery has suddenly become flat on the poor little standard. We did a fair bit of use to it yesterday as we filmed a very handy video to any aspiring classic car owner, ironically, of the pros and cons of classic cars. This is certainly one of the cons, but thankfully this can all be resolved by simple jump start, fingers crossed. So now we're going to start the jump procedure. Fingers crossed, the MX5 is running. Dad's going to give it a few revs to get it going a little bit. I'm just going to go for a normal start. Well, unfortunately, the standard still shows absolutely no sign of even wanting to turn over. The joys of classic cars. We did do quite a bit of stop starting as there was quite a bit of filming going on yesterday for that fantastic video, but I guess this is the price you pay for making such an incredible video. So unfortunately the standard will not be coming to Crewe Heritage. It has been there quite a few times, and instead me and Dad will just bundle into the wonderful little MX5, a very, very reliable little car this, to be fair. And then we will see what other classic cars and classic sports cars turn up at Crewe Heritage. Just moving the MX5 down here now so that we don't smoke out Dad as he tries to charge the battery of the standard overnight. A sad sight. We've even got a special guest on the video today, this little cat. Don't know its name, it's not ours. So yes, shout out to random cat in a field. Doesn't seem to be too afraid of me, at least, which is surprising. What's he up to? Looks pretty sleepy. At least this one's got a heater. That there is the definition of selfishness. Much better. Well, it looks like our original plan has failed to proceed. Mum is currently behind us in the Honda. Here we are again. Will anyone else turn up? That's the question. Well, we're starting off the video, everyone, with a new car to the channel. This is a Volkswagen Polo C, so not just a standard Polo, this is a C with a slightly different body. It's got L plates, so perhaps someone's first car. What a great, fun little first car. Looks in really original condition, 5-speed manual. Not sure what engine it'll be, a little 4-cylinder, transversely mounted. That's a great original little car, isn't it? Quite a characterful little thing to bomb around in as your first car, isn't it? A lot of these sort of things do get modified, so it's nice to see one completely unmodified. Got the original sort of plastic line down the side with Polo written on it. Look at that interior, that is incredibly immaculate actually. 67,000 miles on it, it's not too bad at all really. It's so clean in here. It's got some Greg's pasty packages in there, but that is an incredibly clean interior. I love the boxy design of like these mirrors, everything about this car is just boxy and quite cool in a way. Yeah, I do like that. Second up, we've got this gorgeous old VW bay window camper. Quite an early bay window on an 8-thread. This is gorgeous, isn't it? Gotta love the VW branded wheel cover. This car was here last time, but I didn't actually have an in-depth look at it. So here you are. This is being resolved. How comfy does that all look in there? You can have a great picnic in the back of that. I like these little air intakes there. I bet no one's noticed those before. I like how those are blended in. Of course, rear engine, the engine is somewhere down there. I really like those little air intakes coming around the back. It's such a beautiful, beautiful old camper van, this one. You can get a shot of the back there. More likely just my reflection. The oldest car here so far. Our standard will probably predate it, but that has failed to proceed today. Well, yeah, what a gorgeous little VW camper that is. Plenty of heritage, which is suggested by the name of Crewe Heritage. On for the railways here, I can tell you that this one is big, yellow and blue, but that's pretty much all my knowledge about trains. Got some form of metalwork going on here, all looking very, very complicated. Some huge suspension setups with some nice original sort of writing print. There's plenty of these old trains here, perhaps a slightly newer one there called an Intercity. I'm afraid these trains are not my strong point, but I thought I'd just nip down here to feature some of the sort of restoration work that does go on at the Crewe Heritage Centre. I'll do some good for the community. Here we are in one of the original signal boxes to the Crewe intersection. This is Crewe Station A, with all sorts of complicated looking machinery going on in there. Very cinematic with the low sun, isn't it? I think this signal box has got a bit lost. Nice old sign here. One of the rarest cars here has to be not only just a Renault 5 but a Renault 5 Gordini. This is a fantastically original car. The owners had this car since 1986. So Gordini is basically the sporty version, which means you get a bit of a sort of tune-up engine. I think it's got like cross-flow and stuff like that. And you get some brilliant decals, the G5 that goes down the side. That is fantastic. You also get these lovely 3-slat wheels, some nice Renault flaps. What a Gordini, funky little car, isn't it?
Gordini wheels, 3 stud fixings like the
yeah, they're cool, aren't they? They're great looking wheels. Oh, I don't know. This is far later though. But then again, we did see one of these engines in a 4CV, didn't we? At Alton Park Autos de France. Many Citroens and Renaults in there if you like your French cars. Ironically, we did not go in our French car.
Just come up from Stratford upon Avon just for this meeting or so.
How far is that?
Quite a long way.
Alright. But yeah, great and original car, isn't it?
It is. Rare scenes.
And then, quite a common scene at the Crewe Heritage is this Triumph 2000 Mark II. Stunning car this, isn't it? The owner had his estate Mark I here last time. What was it? Oh sorry, yes, there's a Mark II with a Mark I back, I remember that now. This is just such a clean car, it's incredible. It's so immaculate, but it's also great to see it being used, not just being parked. It's great to see such a lovely car, such a practical car there. 4-seater, big engine up front, big boot, overdrive, so good on motorways as well. A great example of a practical classic there. Oldest car here, most likely, is this Ford Popular, probably early 50s, isn't it? Early to mid 50s. Nice and original. This one has had a couple of sort of mechanical modifications, hasn't it?
Still got the opening vents. On later pops they had just like a cowl here for ventilation, but these are still opening like the Anglia.
Yeah, the Anglia had theirs, didn't it? So this one on the outside is pretty much original. It's probably been restored at some point. Dad sold some Ford Pop wheels to this car, or the owner of this car recently.
I don't know which one.
Hasn't this one had like 12-volt conversion or
I'm not sure.
electric ignition? It had something going on with it, didn't it? But certainly like the interior, if we look at the interior, it's beautifully original, isn't it?
Yes.
The seats in the back are just fantastic. But I think there's been a bit of sort of updates going on with the 1172 side valve up front there. Quite a tunable little engine, aren't they? Because they're used in lots of specials and stuff.
All the aquaplane tuning gear.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Is there space for a supercharger on the front there? Oh, there's a little gap there, isn't there?
Could have a supercharger.
That's what I mean. Something like that with quite a hot engine.
Citroen BX coming in.
I'm just going to step away from the Series 3 Because, wow, there's a Citroen BX rolling in now. How rare is that? We're getting a good dose of French oddities here, aren't we, today? You can see the crazy suspension at work there. BX16 TGS. Those words mean nothing to me.
Late 1980s.
Are these the ones with the funny suspension that you can lift up and down?
Yeah.
That is cool, isn't it? What a great shape of car.
I like the wheels or the trims. Or...
Suits the Renault 5 it's parking next to.
Yeah.
So yes, the Series 3 Jaguar with some very spectacular rims. They're cool, aren't they?
Pepper pot alloy wheels, they're cool.
What engine's in this one then? V12 or 6? Automatic. I know it's rev capped, isn't it? Red line at 5.
That'll be a 6-cylinder.
Oh, okay, so 6-cylinder, 4.2?
Yep.
Is it? Automatic 3-speed. These did have a 5.3 V12, but they're not as common, are they?
No, I think this is a 6.
Got the Peugeot 308cc here, and the regular Triumph Spitfire 1500 here. We've got another contester for rarest car of the meet here with this Citroen BX. Dad was commenting on these wheels. How incredible are they? Such a sort of technologically advanced car for its time. BX16 in, once again, very nice original condition. Just look at that interior. That's immaculate in there, isn't it? Manual gearbox in there as well. That's a great little car, isn't it? Really love that. But is it rarer than the Renault 5 Gordini? Let me know in the comments below.
Original from my very first BX.
Now, just lurking behind here is a fantastic classic British GT. Isn't that fantastic? This Triumph Stag with the stunning hardtop. Is it a manual? Yes, it is. 4-speed overdrive in this one, and the 3-litre V8 up front. So a very, very nice engine indeed. And a lovely, lovely car. That is fantastic. Look at those gorgeous twin exhausts just coming out there, making that beautiful V8 burble matched up to a manual gearbox. That is going to be a dream to drive. Very sort of relaxed drive and very comfortable as well. 2-seater. That is just lovely, isn't it? Best colour probably, and I just love the look of these with the hard tops. The convertibles have a sort of slightly awkward kind of like roll cage type setup. But I think with the hardtop, I'd have one with the hardtop on. It just looks so sleek. That is just incredible, isn't it? That's got to be one of my favourites from here today. One of the most usable cars here as well. It's a great, this shows sort of great exhibition of sort of affordable and practical classics, and perhaps not quite as practical in a 2-seater, but certainly one of the most sort of beautiful cars here has to be this Triumph Stag. It's also a big Mustang here, with his Drive It Day plaque on, and a Renault Aventime. These are a very interesting, more modern car. This is a V6 one. This one, look at the shape of the headlights. These are such crazy, sort of incredible cars. They're so technologically advanced. 6-speed manual. Just look at that interior. That's very, very impressive, isn't it?
That was later on. I had a Mark 6 or Mark 7, depending on what, how you rate it.